Hey everyone, we are back for 31 days of healthy relationship tips. And I am Sharon J. Lawrence, licensed clinical social worker, and your host for the month of December. We only have three more segments. This is one of them. And we are closing out week 5 with a focus on how to have a healthy relationship when it comes to work. And so I have an amazing lineup, and I'm super, super excited with my first guest because I call her my third Sunday boss.
I love it.
And every third Sunday, I have the honor and privilege to sit with her on her platform for the It's All Business show. And she saw something in me and she asked me to join her. And it has been one of the best decisions I ever made. I feel like I'm growing, but I'm not going to talk a whole lot about me. I'm excited. So without further ado, Dr. Sharon H. Porter. Hi. Woo.
So excited, Sharon. Thank you so much for this invitation.
You're welcome. Thank you for accepting. Thank you. You guys don't know, I love Dr. Sharon. She is just amazing. But I thought it was timely when it comes to healthy relationships with work because she works hard. Oh my gosh. And you can't tell, like you can tell from what she produces, but you ever seen somebody who work hard and they just look tired all the time? Like they just look like they've been through a fire. She don't look like that. She always sharp.
Oh my goodness.
She has a good group of people behind her, but she does well. But we're going to talk about that because her topic tonight is basically don't let it consume you. And so, Dr. Sharon, let's just jump. Well, before we jump into that topic, can you tell the people who you are, what it is that you do, and where you're located?
Absolutely. Thank you again, Sharon, for this invitation. Just wonderful information this month that you've been delivering. So thank you. I am Sharon H. Porter. First of all, I am a licensed educator, professional educator for close to 30 years, about 27 years now. I'm currently an elementary school principal in the Washington, D.C. area. But in addition to my love and passion as an elementary school principal, I'm also, how do I say, take part in several different ventures that I also love. And that's really a key because I love everything that I do. So I am the host of the I Am Dr. Sharon show. That is every Sunday, but within that show, I have really created different segments. And so the first Sunday is a financial show. The second Sunday is an author show, which is the book talk show. The third Sunday, it's all business with my lovely co-host, Sharon Lawrence. And then the fourth Sunday is my educational segment, Education First. And Sharon, that really started out from my podcast. I used to do 4 different podcasts every week. I mean, talk about tiring.
Wow.
But when I was blessed to put my show on live stream in a studio, I worked so that I could segment my Sundays and basically replace the podcast, even though I do them now every now and then, but I don't do them weekly now since I have the shows. And that's really what that is from the I Am Dr. Sharon show. And so it's just 4 different segments that features what I call my pillars, my educators, authors, and entrepreneurs. And so that's been a love for the last 2.5 years is hosting this show. So I'm very excited about that. In addition, I am the owner and founder of Perfect Time SHP. It is a coaching, consulting, and book publishing firm. That has been in existence for about 3 to 4 years now. And so that's really taken flight, like within the last 1.5 years. I've really seen an increase in business through that. So, that is definitely rewarding. In addition,
yes. Trying to tell y'all.
But you know what? This is really a goal that I've been looking at for probably the last 5 years. And that's launching a magazine, a print as well as a digital magazine. And so I partnered up with Karen McConnell-Jones, who's been in the media now probably for about 10 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're taking our love of media, our love of giving back to the community,
Mm-hmm.
and actually doing all things media. And
Right.
so that includes the print, the digital, the broadcast, the publishing. We're combining all of our passions together into this wonderful magazine, Vision and Purpose Lifestyle Magazine, which we call VMP.
Mm-hmm.
So excited. We've been working hard now for the past 6 months with this.
Yeah.
But it launches in March. And so we're really excited about this. It's a labor of love because this is both of our first time doing anything like this.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's a learning experience as well. And so, but we have a great team. We have 22 people on our team to help us see this through.
Mm-hmm.
And so we are just awaiting March when it's released so we can see the product.
It's going to be great.
It is. I really feel like it will be. And so that, you know, and that's really, I want to say that's really all, but everything, but you know what, everything has its place.
Exactly.
And so I'm really excited about all of that. And I always say, in addition to the education, to everything else, I'm a wife. And a fur mom, what I call my fur baby, a pet mom to my lovely Bichon Coco Cotton. And so, and all of that takes time. All of it, you know, has its own time that it needs to nurture and cultivate. So that's who I am. I'm in the Washington, D.C. area, specifically in Maryland, Prince George's County, Maryland. But most of the work that I do can be done virtually. And so my clients are all over, which I'm really excited about. My headquarters, which is where I am now, is actually in Suitland, Maryland. So excited about that. I will be launching that in the spring, doing the grand opening of my office in the spring. And so I come here every weekend, most evenings, and this is where I do my work, although it's not ready for the public yet. I come and do my work here, and hopefully I'm going to say by April or May, I'll be ready to have my grand opening. So I'm really excited.
Awesome. So this is good because you laid everything out for everyone to hear. And I needed them to hear that because I know they're like, wait a minute, we almost halfway through and she's still giving what she does. I wanted you to hear that because we're talking about healthy relationships with work. And most people can't even remember all the things that they're doing. Dr. Sharon remembered everything that she's doing, and she has time frames. So Dr. Sharon, go down, I guess, what that looks like for people so that they can understand, how do you keep yourself in a place where it does not consume you, but that you give it enough attention and you still tend to you, your husband, Coco, you know, home, friendships, everything, and still rest. That's one thing I need to get her the shirt that I have that says I'm ride or die until about 9 p.m. or so. Because she goes to bed like I do. And so I didn't know that. When she said, I was like, oh, okay. She's 9, I'm 9:30. So can you talk to the people about how do you not let it consume you?
Absolutely. And you know, that, Sharon, is so important because burnout is real. I don't care what industry you're in, what career you're in, burnout is a real thing. And as an educator, and not only as an educator, but a principal of a school, that will consume you if you let it as well. And so I was just reading one of my colleagues' posts, and her mentor was telling her, do not go into school tomorrow because we're off until Thursday. But as an educator, we feel compelled to continue to do the things that we think we need to do on our off time. That's one thing that I learned a few years ago, is you have to create boundaries. Without a doubt. And I tell this story often, but it's important because when I started out on my venture, my whole entrepreneurship, I went to my legal counsel for my school district because we have to sign a conflict of interest agreement every year. And so I wanted to lay out everything that I was doing so, you know, they can say, be transparent. These are all the things that I'm doing. Make sure there was no conflict. And when I left that office, she said something that I already knew, but it just struck me in a way that has never struck me before. She said, okay, everything is fine. She said, just remember, do not use school district's time or resources for your business.
That's right.
I knew that, Sharon, but something when she said it, because guess what? All of these years, I had been using my time and my resources for the school district.
Wow.
At that moment right there stopped me from doing, when I leave work, I leave work. And like I said,
I'm sorry.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Absolutely.
Did y'all get that? I hope you heard what Dr. Sharon just said, because I just heard that completely different.
Yes.
Wow. Okay. I'm with you.
Absolutely. Yes.
Because so those years you gave all of that.
Yes. I gave my weekends, my evenings. I would go out and use my money, my resources to make things work for the school.
Right.
But I could be fired, terminated, or whatever for doing that on their dime and their clock. And I said, I have to respect myself as much as I respect that job.
Wow.
And that changed how I viewed everything. And like I said, you already knew those things, but it's something about when she said it that made me pause. And I said, no more. No more, because that's how I can manage to get things done. You cannot, if you're leaving work and you're still doing work when you get home, you're still doing work on the weekends, you're not going to have time to do other things. But guess what? It's going to be there when you return.
That's right.
And so I learned, and so this is my second go round back in the building as a principal. And so my first go round, I was that person there on the weekends, there to 10 o'clock at night, killing myself basically.
Yeah.
But this go round, it has been very different. And it's still challenging. The work is still there. It's still tiring. It's still time consuming. But I know when to stop. And I don't have a problem, and I don't feel guilty about doing it. And so that's one of the things that has helped me on that side of it.
Right.
But there are only so many hours in the day, because once I get off from work, I only have a little window of time to do everything else that I'm doing.
Right.
But, I take advantage. Like you said, I go to bed. I have to go to bed. 9 o'clock is the latest that I'm up. If I'm not, I'm not a very happy person. But I also rise early. I'm up at 3 o'clock in the morning. And I have to do that because I'm on my way to school by 5:45, 6 o'clock.
Right.
So between 3 and about 5, that's when I'm doing my stuff. Because when I get home, I'm tired, and so I'll do a little bit, whether it's editing or whether it's formatting books or whatever it may be. But I have a time limit. Right. And I make sure that I know, okay, so if I have a coaching call, all of my coaching calls are on Tuesdays. Right. And so that's how I schedule myself. I have a time chunk when I'm doing my editing or my formatting, because it gets overwhelming. It really does. One of the things that I love, and I'm sure you are aware, is Steve Covey's time management matrix. Yes. I live by the matrix, live by it. And when I first started chunking my time to what's urgent, what's important, what's not urgent, what's not important, I would actually write it down. And then I would know, because all those things that are not urgent or not important, those are the things that came off of my list. Right. Now I don't have to write it down. I just compartmentalize that. Okay, that's important, but it's not urgent. So I know I need to plan for that. That's not something that I don't need to do right now. That's right. Things that are urgent and important, okay, I need to get that done right now. But if it falls into that quadrant 4, that not important, not urgent, it comes off the list. Bye-bye. Exactly. I don't have time for it. Okay. And so when you prioritize all the things that you have to do,
Mm-hmm.
and you stop doing those trivial things that are time wasters. You find time to do the things that you need to do. And that's just what I do. And so I truly, like, I don't have a problem with telling people no.
Right.
I don't have that problem. I really don't.
Mm-hmm.
And, I hear that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm always saying yes. I'm always overbooking. I'm always no. I look at my calendar, because every time that you say yes, you have to make sure that it is more important than whatever you are saying no to.
That's
because
right.
when you say yes, you are saying no to something else. And that's important. Whether it's relaxing, whether it's resting, whether it's actually doing something. But every time you say yes to something, you're saying no to something else. And you just have to make sure that that yes is worth it. And if it's not, you need to say no. You need to say no.
Woo.
And so, I just live by those principles, because you don't have a lot of time. And rest, to us, rest is important. Staying up till 12 o'clock and 1 o'clock is not part of what I'm going to do.
No.
So I have to make adjustments.
This is good, Dr. Sharon. When I tell you, these comments are blowing up. Okay. Let's start. Okay. Well, Alicia wanted you to know that I talk about you all the time.
Thank you. Oh.
Becky's on. Hi, Becky.
Hey, Becky.
She says Dr. Sharon definitely works hard and is exceptionally smart. Yes, indeed. Hey, Sherelle. Sherelle is watching. Sherelle Moore Tucker. Love you. And Becky says, yay, VMP Magazine. I know it's going to be awesome. I can't wait.
Thank you.
Sherelle says, that's great. Marcus is watching. Hey, Marcus. Okay. My sister girlfriend, Linda is watching. She's just saying, wow. I said, wow. Alicia said, wow. Becky said, good question. But here are the comments. Kiva says, boundaries and respect. As Dr. Angelo says, when people show you who they are, believe them.
Believe them. Yes.
And Brandon says, I struggle with this. How do you avoid taking work home and avoid burnout when you feel passionate about what you're doing? Like you love what you do, but it's hard work and it's draining.
Respect yourself. I'm telling you.
Respect yourself. And Brandon, this is what y'all talked about last week. How to have a good relationship with self, how to set those boundaries, and how to stick with them. I like how you said, Dr. Sharon, the whole piece of what you're saying yes to means that you're then saying no to something else. I'm thinking about the scenario you gave when we were on set, that someone wanted you to kind of, give up your time in that moment. You was like, I'm going to have to wait and I can talk with you another time. And I'm thinking about a client who needed an appointment, and I looked at what I was able to provide, but that didn't work. And I knew I could not go outside of those time offerings. I said, this is what I have. Oh, you don't have anything? Unfortunately, no, I don't. And my thing is, I knew if I budged, that was going to then set a precedence for me being flexible in the future.
Absolutely.
And I'm real careful about that, because when I started, I'll come in. And I was like, I don't do that anymore.
Exactly.
I'm here from this time to this time, because I understand that I have life outside of what I'm called to do. I still have other things that I'm also called to do.
Absolutely.
And so this is awesome.
Yes.
Okay, so we're halfway through. The people are chiming in. Linda says, I have to make a change this year to avoid burnout. Y'all know I talk about burnout all the time. I'm the therapist for therapists. Dr. Sharon had me come up with a new name. I'm the self-carepreneur.
Yes,
I
love it.
So we have work to do. And Dr. Sharon is saying, don't let it consume us. So let's keep talking. Hey, Nakaya, my niece is watching. And so this is good stuff, because she's also a business owner. She does some things, and she's a chef. She's a makeup artist. She does several things. And so I think it's important for us to understand, don't let this become who you are 100%. Exactly. You can have a passion, but Dr. Sharon is saying you gotta chop it up and put it where it needs to be. Okay. All right. So can you talk to the people who are saying they're struggling? Like Absolutely. They heard you, but it hasn't registered yet.
Absolutely. You know, and I look at it and I have to go back to my position as an educator. Because in this time that, you know, I spent as a principal, we've lost several principals, some to heart attacks, some to, you know, various, you know, things. Stress, it's real, right? But the one thing that we always talk about is the next day, there is an acting principal there. There is someone else in your place. So you, and it goes back to respecting yourself, giving you the due that you deserve. You cannot, this job or this whatever it is, you put it up here, but then putting yourself lower than that. Your health, your mental health, your physical health, all of those things, because I tell you, if you're no good, and we already know this, if you're no good to yourself, you're no good to anyone else.
Right.
So when you have tapped out, I'm telling you, you're going to be left there and someone else is going to be right in your place.
That's right. And that's every job.
Every job.
Every job.
I have seen it so many times.
The work goes on.
The work goes on. And I'm telling you, that reality of it just really opened my eyes. You've got to take those mental health days. You've got to take time for yourself. You have to set those boundaries. When it's time for you to go, you need to go.
That's right. Take time off.
Yes, you must do that. You must do that.
Can you speak to the people who have and I keep saying that because I know some of us get it, but a lot of people don't. There are people who work very hard. They accumulate all this leave for vacation, for sick, and they don't use it. Even holidays, you know, those special holidays, those floating holidays. Why don't people utilize their time? What did the job sprinkle something on them? Did they brainwash them? Did they hoodwink them? Right. What is it behind that?
Well, you know, I have to go back again to when I first started as an educational leader, and I just felt obligated to get things done. You know, we overachievers, we want to get things done, taskmasters, all of that. We are accustomed to going over and beyond. That's what we are, you know, that's what we're cultivated to do. That's what society say we need to do in order to be successful or in order to get ahead. But it's not true. That's a fairy tale. That is not true. Quality over quantity. And I always say that you put your time in. When you're there, you give it your 100%. And that's one thing that I make sure that I let people know. Yes, I'm doing 1,000,001 things, but when I'm at work, I'm at work. I don't answer emails for other stuff. I don't do anything. You send me an email, it lets you know what my hours are. So I'm committed to where I am at the time that I'm there. And so we are so, oh my God, accustomed to just giving everything till there's nothing left. You can't do that. It's the same thing, and we heard it with the car. My father, who passed in 2008, but one thing he always taught me, when I get half a tank of gas, I need to be gassing up again. You don't wait till it gets to E and then you're just riding on fumes. It's the same thing.
I don't do that. It don't get not to fumes, but yes.
But it's the same thing. He said it's not good for your car. You don't know what's going to happen. If you're going to be in a traffic jam, you don't know.
That's true.
It's the same thing with our bodies, with our mind. Don't wait till you're all tapped out to then try to get rejuvenated.
That's right.
You know, and so I always say you do things before you need to do it. And you know what? This is so funny because it's an analogy. It's not related, but it still says the same thing. I used to go to this one hairdresser all the time, and it was on Friday night, and I used to go every Friday, every 2 weeks. I used to go every 2 weeks. And there was this lady who would come in right after me. Her appointment was always right after mine. She would walk through the door and look like her hair was already done. You know what I mean? I'm like, why is she coming? You know, I was so confused. And I asked my hairdresser, I said, why? I said, she comes through the door with her hair already done. And she said, she comes before it looks like she needs to get
That's
it.
right.
That's how you continue to look polished.
That's right.
And I was like, wow, you don't wait until
That's
it
right.
looks like you need it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? That was so powerful to me. I'm like, that's how she looks glamorous every time I see her. Because she's maintaining her body, her hair before it looks like it needs to be done.
Absolutely.
Most of us,
my sister-in-law is like that.
Yeah. Most of us, we're going after we know, like, I need to get my hair done. Right, exactly.
Yes.
So that preventive care is the same thing. It's the same thing. And I've learned from all of these things. You know what I'm saying? I can't wait till I'm down and out and then try to go get some help. If you wait till you're exhausted to get rest, you're going to need so much rest. You know what I mean? But if you're getting it on a regular basis, that's right.
Come on, y'all. Oh, gosh.
So I'm telling you, so that preventive piece is crucial.
Yes. These comments are hilarious. I'm thinking Dr. Sharon should come to my house. Alicia said that.
That is so funny.
Everybody's like, good stuff. Linda says, thank you, Dr. Sharon. I feel like I made some changes this year, but clearly I need to do more to take care of myself in 2020. Yes, sis. Yes, you do. Becky says, quality over quantity. Yes, Dr. Sharon, I manage my time, and when I'm at work, I'm doing the work I'm there for. Yes.
That's it. Yes.
And she says, yes, every job. They cry for you while they're posting an ad to replace you.
That's it.
Wow. This is amazing. And that was profound when you said that. It just says, do things before you need to do it. I think that is so key. And as you were saying, I was sharing, my sister-in-law is like that. Like, I've never seen her hair
exactly
out of whack, where I can go a few weeks. I was like, okay, I'm pull this back in the ponytail until I see myself on camera. I was like, what was my ponytail doing in the last segment? Yes. I was like, I'm on to something now. So that was profound for me. Girl, do your hair before you got to put in the ponytail.
Right, exactly.
And other things, I know other things.
Right, exactly.
But that's a good example in the way you broke that down. Like, even with the gas, don't wait until you get down to E. Also, it kind of helps you in the mindset. You start to think, I didn't spend that much money for gas today.
That's right, exactly.
And so I will be practicing that. I don't get down to fumes, but I will let it go to a quarter tank. And so this is good. This is good. All right, guys. So we're right at that 30-minute mark. I'm gonna open up the floodgates. I don't know if I should, because y'all chiming in. Anyone have any last minute questions for Dr. Sharon, because she dropped some nuggets on us. So I'm still trying to rest with some things that she shared already. I'm like, this is good stuff. Any last minute questions? If you are good, send up some hearts and some thumbs so we can see that you are good. Show us some love. I'm seeing some hearts, Dr. Sharon.
Thank you.
Seeing hearts, no thumbs. I see hearts. Thank you, guys. This has been amazing. As I tell people, the 30 minutes goes very fast.
It does, doesn't it?
Super fast. But I think it's a good thing, because you get in, you get the tips, and you move on, and it keeps their attention.
Absolutely.
And so I think that this has been amazing. So Dr. Sharon, are there any last minute tips that you feel that people should know that you have not shared already?
Well, you know what, and I always say this, my motto has and always been is keep grinding. And I say that to say that things are not going to always be easy, but you just keep at it. You just keep going. If you're struggling trying to set those boundaries, guess what? You just continue chopping at it. Yeah. So my thing is, don't stop. You just keep at it, because consistency is the key for me. You just got to keep going, and then eventually it will become who you are, and it will be part of what you do. So I just say, keep grinding.
Yeah.
That's my motto. That's my mantra. And it just works for me no matter what it is that I'm referring to. Just keep at it and you will get the results that you're looking for.
Awesome. Yeah, I got that. And I'll give a little statement on this very end for Alicia and Dr. Kiba. Dr. Sharon is your sorority sister.
Okay.
And so I thought I would tell you guys that.
Awesome.
I thought you might like that. I don't know if there are any other deltas on, but I thought you might want to know that.
Hi, sorors.
And so, Dr. Sharon, thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been amazing. Thanks for all that you do.
Keeping
us going. I tell you, thank you.
Yes, thank you so much. I'm just glad to be obedient. It has been an amazing journey. I'm just super grateful. I am. So thank you for sowing into my life and believing in me, allowing me to join you on your journey. I'm just glad to be a part of the team. I'm just grateful. So last thing, tell the people how they can follow you and connect with you on social media, and if there's any other additional upcoming events that you have.
Absolutely. You can follow me on all social media platforms at I am Dr. Sharon, and that's Dr. Sharon. I am Dr. Sharon. And also we are looking for guest contributor writers for the magazine. We're looking for advertisers. So if you are interested in advertising your business or contributing to an article, you can contact us at info@vmpmagazine.com.
V, the letter N?
VAND.
AND, okay.
P, magazine.com.
Got it. Yes. All right, you all, this is in the comment section.
Thank you.
So I hope that you all take advantage of these opportunities that have now been presented to you. And that concludes tonight's segment. We have 2 more speakers. And so we're going to close out this month with a bang and walk into 2020 with some amazing tips, not for a resolution, but for a lifestyle change. So I'm excited. Dr. Sharon, thank you again. I appreciate you. And everyone, please have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.